everybody. I'm Carrie Gatto with Keller Williams Realty, and today on Let's Get Down to Business, I'm interviewing Emily Sylvester, who is the founder of Mother of Fact. Hi, Emily. How are you?
I'm good. So good to be here with you. Thank you.
Yeah, great to see you. Can you briefly describe your business for us?
Yeah. Mother of Fact is a one-stop shop for new moms. So pregnant people through postpartum to connect with registered dietitians for support with prenatal nutrition and baby feeding support. And when I say baby feeding support, we know that never looks like one thing or the other. Sometimes it's breastfeeding, sometimes it's formula feeding, sometimes it's a mixture of both. Sometimes it's a pumping journey, right? And so our dietitian team is available 24/7 on our mobile platform to answer questions, provide support, confidence. And we also have a platform to connect with resources and tools as well.
That is so great. There's so much information out there, but it would be so great to have, like you said, a one-stop shop to kind of decipher everything and really know what pertains to you and your situation.
Mhm. Yeah.
Wow. Um, what inspired you to start the business?
So I am a registered dietitian and board certified lactation consultant. And I actually became a lactation consultant even before I had kids. But I do have three kids. They are 7, 5, and 2. And I worked at a large hospital in Boston in an outpatient NICU follow-up clinic and a clinic that worked with families whose children were diagnosed with or at risk for failure to thrive. And feeding is a really personal thing, and feeding journeys can go lots of different ways. And I was noticing that even though I was the credentialed, licensed, available professional and expert in these clinics, families were getting to me way too late. I was getting referrals after the problems were happening, right? And especially for families with low resources, where current options to get lactation help or special feeding help or even prenatal nutrition information sometimes are out of reach, either financially or accessibility for some of these families. And I decided it was time for change. And sometimes clinical centers just change too slowly. So I decided I was 9 months pregnant with my third baby, and I entered a pitch contest from a local accelerator program called E for All, and entered into my first accelerator program when my baby was 4 weeks old on my chest, brought him to all the business classes, all the workshops, and built Mother of Fact.
Talk about mompreneurship. That's amazing. Yeah, that's great. And so who is your ideal client?
Yeah. So primarily, I want families, birthing people, and moms to come find me when they are pregnant. And what's unique about our service is we have a what I call a feeding persona quiz that you come on and we can help to identify your risks future on with feeding. So say breastfeeding, based on how your pregnancy is going and your goals with feeding. Because not only is it what can you do with breastfeeding? It's like, what do you want to do? Right. And what are your risks that can either help to get to that journey or get in the way? And so my ideal mamas are uh, those who are looking for a support system, a one-stop shop, who are kind of nervous about how things are going to go, but really like to stay in control of the information that they're getting. And we are a perfect spot for them. And because of our price point, because of we're a software solution, we're really more accessible than other platforms currently.
Great. Do you do a lot of your support virtually?
It's all virtually.
All
So
virtual.
messaging. So we have a mobile platform. So it's all messaging. And then telehealth appointments all virtually, because especially when you have a job, when you're pregnant and you have a job and you don't want to leave and take sick time to get to your appointments, if you are diagnosed with things like gestational diabetes, preeclampsia, other high risk conditions where it is recommended that you see a registered dietitian, but there isn't enough access, or you don't want to go to extra appointments, we're available virtually to help with education support and coming up with strategies.
Wonderful. Um, and do you have like a little known fact maybe about your business or your service?
Yes. Um, I this is less of a fact than something like a motto or support. Like
Cool.
no matter what my families and my moms are going through, we always come back to the fact that we're never going to quit on our worst day. And I think that's really relevant for anything. And so especially in baby feeding and just thinking about breastfeeding, um, I think there is a lack of conversation around how hard it can be, and that needs to happen, but also recognizing that just because it's hard doesn't mean you need to give up on your worst day, right? We
Mm,
can be there to help you get through it, and be that person to lean on and find that support system that can help guide you through those decisions.
yeah, that's really great. Well, as a mother of three young children and a business owner, do you have like a mompreneur moment that you wouldn't mind sharing?
Oh my goodness. I so I think my daughter was 4, 3 or 4, and it was still during the pandemic, so everybody was home and we were just trying to find fun things to do. So the night before this particular event, we had root beer floats and
Mm.
made those with the root beer. And then I was on a call with a client the next day, and my daughter comes into the room that I'm working in carrying a can of root beer, and the camera was pointed towards me so nobody could see what she was holding, and she goes, "Mama, can you open my beer for me?" And yeah, that was an interesting thing to explain as a registered dietitian
Yeah.
who works in pediatrics what she was talking about.
That's hilarious. Oh my gosh. And where are you located?
So Mother of Fact is nationwide. I live in New Hampshire with my family. We have close ties to Massachusetts. We lived there for over 10 years on the South Shore. So I come down to Boston quite frequently. But I am out of New Hampshire.
Okay, great. And lastly, how can people reach you and learn more about Mother Effect?
Yeah, so we are primarily on Instagram, which is a lot of fun, and we are at Mother of Fact app on Instagram. And if you go there, we have a couple of freebies there, and one of them is a breastfeeding baby registry guide for the minimalist. So that is completely free for new moms or people picking out items for their new mom friends and family. It's a great comprehensive list from a mom who is a registered dietitian and a breastfeeding consultant. We're also on Facebook, Mother of Fact, and our website is motheroffact.com.
Excellent. Great. Well, thank you so much, Emily. Really great chatting with you today.
Oh, it was lovely to be here. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. And thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time on Let's Get Down to Business. Have a great day.